my name is Anatha and I am a student in grade 6 of Babaji Vidyashram, Chennai. In our school, every year, each grade is assigned an SDG to work on as a year-long project where we identify problems, research and come up with solutions. This year, grade 6 is assigned SDG 11, which is Sustainable Cities and Communities that aim to make urban settlements inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable by 2030. Our team explored the target 11.3, which is inclusive and sustainable urbanization. Let me start off with a few questions. Did you ever walk to school as a child? And if you're a parent, how about your kids? And what does inclusivity mean to you? Wondering why I'm asking these questions? First, I would like to address the first two questions. When I ask my relatives or the parents of my friends regarding their walking to school, I mostly got an answer that yes, they did walk to school as children, especially those who grew up in India. But when I asked about their kids, the answer was mostly no. And when asked about inclusivity, the response was mostly around gender, caste, and disabilities. Want to find out more? Welcome to the team with Sahana, Anagha, Arjun, Thanwant, Harshika, Abhinav, and Vani. And we call ourselves the Street Squad, making roads for all. Stage 1 of our project was about problem identification. So yes, when talking about inclusivity, we pondered if roads were only meant for vehicles, because poor infrastructure of roads make it difficult for pedestrians to use. Here are some problems faced by them. Lack of proper footpaths, vehicular pollution, dusty roads, hanging wires, trash on roads and pavements, construction material, water tanking and water logging. Going to stage 2, research. Based on our problem statements, we looked for some data on the internet, collected some newspaper articles which you can see over here. Like Chennai roads have no room for pedestrians. Walking in Coimbatore, OMR or Chennai Central, be cautious, one study. Chennai, OMR foot-over bridges aren't for pedestrians, but for hands. So we started brainstorming for some new solutions after going around the community and OMR roads. So most of the issues identified are because of unusable footpaths and waterlogged roads. To address the issue of unusable footpaths, we need to have dedicated and well-maintained permeable sidewalks, which are water absorbing for the pedestrians. To address the issue of waterlogged roads, we can have absorbing roads which are made of permeable asphalt. Solving these issues can make the roads more sustainable and user-friendly. That's one bit achieved. But how do we ensure that these roads are inclusive? Also available for pedestrians and cyclists, specifically school students? Because of the vehicle-infested roads, school students staying even within 1 kilometer radius are opting for 2 or 4-wheelers to reach school. But this has to change. If everyone is using vehicles, it not only affects environment but also makes these narrow roads worse. So with this as our main objective, we explored a few options to create a safe path for vehicles, school students and parents and cyclists, like school streets, a walking bridge and a lifting footpath. So what is a school street? It's a road that leads to a school that is only meant for pedestrians during school drop-off and pick-up times. But this can cause obstruction for general public vehicles who cannot enter this. The idea of having a street just for us, where we can happily walk or cycle to school with our friends, sounds awesome. But this isn't practical for Indian roads. And then we thought of a walking bridge. It's like a long foot-over bridge rising over the side of the road, where Pedestrians can happily walk, and which also gradually slopes to the school entrance. But again, having a new bridge means causing congestion to an already narrow road. Having a bridge like that in our area can be quite helpful, as this also addresses the issue of struggling to walk in waterlogged roads, walking beside polluted vehicles. But the biggest challenge here is getting all the permission from the authorities dealing with the trees and electric poles. In our model, we have also created a space for pedestrians, which is stairs, and a ramp for cyclists. Next, we consider the idea of a lifting footpath, which usually stays part of the road but during school times lifts up to create a footpath. Although this can cause accidents like falling off, so we couldn't do this either. We then went back to our original idea of school streets, but with a little twist. Why not share part of the road with the vehicles? Like, share the lane, we're in it together. So we had an idea of a collapsible barrier, which can be powered by hydraulics, motors, or any kind of division. This allows the vehicles to move along with the pedestrians and cyclists. Their lane is closer to the school, so that they don't have to face the dangers of crossing roads. In conclusion, we aim for roads which are inclusive, where we can happily walk or cycle to school. Okay, so this is a craft I've made to show our conclusion. This is the bad roads we see every day, with potholes, unclean lakes, less space for pedestrians, and unsustainable practices. But this is our vision, with beautiful roads, usable footpaths, clean lakes, green spaces, and most importantly, space for pedestrians to walk.